I've already lost mindset is just a fear in disguise. And if you trust Maya every time, you will never even try. Scrolling just feels boring. You weren't meant to be a passive viewer of someone else's movie. You were meant to direct. Might feel chill in the moment, but we will keep you up for average forever. You just have to find out where your talent actually is. You've got two friends living in your head.
Now let's meet Tara and Maya.
Maya, the panicker. The moment she sees the exam timetable, she goes like, "It's already too late. The exam is tomorrow. What's the point of even trying now? I am going to fail anyway, so why even open the book?" And then she hands you the phone, and you start scrolling, laughing at your reels, watching strangers live their life while yours is quietly skipping one scroll at a time. Tara, the challenger. She sees the same timetable, and says, "Okay, not much time left, but mom usually says right. Even one night can change your entire preparation." Then she pushes you a cup of coffee and says, "8 hours tonight, 4 hours tomorrow morning, that's 12 hours more, which is much better than zero. So let's go." Both friends sound convincing. Both speak like they know what's the best. But here's the truth: no one told us. Not every thought is real. Not every voice in your head is worth trusting. I've already lost mindset is just a fear in disguise. And if you trust Maya every time, you will never even try. You hand your future over to your feelings. Stop letting Maya drive. Listen to Tara more. Open the book. Start from wherever you are. You're not late. You're just early for your comeback. One of the biggest reasons you stay stuck is the people you surround yourself with. And I don't mean this in a motivational poster way, I mean it literally. Because if your closest friends are also procrastinating, also saying, "Bro, leave it, even I didn't study," also planning how to get this 35 hours, then guess what? You'll stop aiming for 90. You'll start aiming for survive. That friend might feel chill in the moment, but he will keep you up for average forever. You need one person who makes you feel uncomfortable in the best way. The one who says, "Get up, I know you are capable of more." Don't waste your talents just because you're tired today. I'm not going to let you give up like this. It's not about being strict, it's about being surrounded by people who actually want to see you win. There's this quote, right? "Show me your friends, I will tell you who you are." And it's actually true. If your circle is filled with people who scroll all day, gossip, mock ambition, laugh at growth, you will never break out of it. Even if you're capable of more, you will stay where you are. So, what you should do? Have one friend who reminds you that procrastination gets you nothing, keeps you accountable even when you are not in the mood, tells you where you are slipping, support you when you want to do something new, not to make fun of it. Right? And if you don't have that type of person, be that person first. Be the friend who checks in it, sends reminders, share notes, pushes. Because that's energy. It's always find its way back to you. A real friend won't let you rot in excuses. They will push you into growth, even when it's uncomfortable. Keep people like that and slowly become one of them too. A lot of people I know live in a fantasy world now. They go to school or college or work, and the moment they come home, they sink into the sofa and they just scroll for hours. Watching someone else's life, comparing their weekend, their outfits, their vlogs, their success, and then they look at their own life and go, "Why am I not there yet? Why don't I get views? Why is my life so boring?" Let me say this clearly. You weren't born to scroll, you were born to build. I've been there too. I started using Instagram to grow my channel. I wanted to share real value, but slowly I found myself posting less, comparing more, and feeling completely stuck. One video a week, one excuse a day, and 10 hours of overthinking. Then one day I snapped. I deleted Instagram. Just gone. Okay? And something shifted. I applied for an internship at an NGO. I started writing again. I finally felt creative, not competitive. Not because I had more time, but because I chose to protect my brain from fake motivation and fantasy content. Social media is like sugar to your mind. Feels good for 10 minutes, but kills you over 10 months. So if you want to improve, delete your distractions, fall in love with the real life you're building, and dream big enough that scrolling just feels boring. You weren't meant to be a passive viewer of someone else's movie. You were meant to direct your own, right? high school, I learned this the hard way. Regret stays more time than failure ever will. We regret the marks we didn't score, the ranks we didn't reach, the college we didn't get. But here's the thing. Many people didn't even get the chance to study for that. You did. So why waste a chance wishing it looked different? If life gave you an engineering seat or a medical seat or any field at all, it's not the end of your dreams, it's the beginning for your improvement. You want to grow? Then take the step. No one is going to do it for you. Join hackathons, participate in webinars, apply for internships, learn skills that go beyond your syllabus. There are people who started earning at the age of 10 by just sharing the values in YouTube. Others launched research projects and won awards. Not because they had everything figured out, because they started. So ask yourself, do you want to stay mediocre or do you want to become the kind of person who surprises everyone, including yourself? Because you are talented. You just have to find out where your talent actually is. Stop regretting where you landed. Start building where you stand. Because this college, this opportunity, the moment could be a turning point of your life. I've been asking myself a question lately. Where do I see myself in the next 5 or maybe 10 years? Not just existing, not just waiting for life to happen, but becoming someone I'll be proud of. First, I want to wake up early. Not because it sounds productive, but because it gives me a head start. A feeling that I'm already ahead before the world even opens its eyes. I don't want to repeat what I did in high school, waiting for the exams to come and then cramping until last moment. I want to start early, every day, because every hour I put in now, it's building the version of me I want to see later. And yeah, I didn't get my dream college this time, but I can aim for it in my PG year.
There is a saying.
And I believe it. Because this is not the end of my story. It's just the start of a better chapter. So I'm choosing to complain less. Focus more because what college I got today doesn't define me. What I do with it, that's what matters. And I'm setting real goals. Not unrealistic daydreams, not overconfidence, but achievable, consistent goals. One that I can hit and then raise the bar higher. Because in the end, no one else is going to do it to build my future upon. I have to do it. Brick by brick, step by step, day by day. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. You just need 30 days where you actually mean it. Cut your biggest distraction for 30 days. Replace it with one action that builds you. Study, create, move, read. Because 30 days of focus is enough to break old habits, enough to build new ones, enough to make Maya's voice fade and Tara's voice get louder. Imagine where you could be in 1 month from now. Filter, smarter, more confident, and all it took was deciding to start today. So here's my challenge to myself, and maybe to you too. Start early, work hard, stop waiting for life to change. Be the reason it changes.